Hello everyone, and welcome to my channel. My name is Sunny, also known as the Oracle of Alexandria, and today I have another week ahead reading for you. So we've got 3 piles here. You can choose one either using your intuition, or if your intuition isn't really speaking to you today, you can choose one at random. I have these alphabet oracle stones on each pile to help you choose one, but you can also choose one based on its location, left, right, or center, or its number, 1, 2, or 3. For pile 1, we have the alphabet oracle letters Gamma and Iota. For pile 2 in the center, we have the alphabet oracle letter Omicron. And for pile 3 on the right, we have the alphabet oracle letter Beta or Vita. Okay, so I will have timestamps down below for the beginning of each reading. Go ahead and choose your pile and then find your link down below, and I will see you in your specific reading. Thank you so much for joining me today. Now I'm going to go ahead and cut to the footage of the pile formation, and again, I will see you in your reading. Hello, pile 1. Thank you so much for joining me for your reading today. We're going to go ahead and set your alphabet oracle stones, I guess, letters, off to the side. We'll save those for a final message for the reading, and we'll go ahead and set up your initial tarot and oracle cards today. So we are using the Mystic Fairy Tarot today. This is, I didn't have very high expectations for it, but it actually wound up being one of my favorite tarot decks, despite the fact that it's a mass-produced deck. So, all right, we're gonna zoom in a little and, okay. So, this card here represents the dominant theme, energy, or context for the overall spread. This card essentially defines your week ahead. And we have the moon. Okay, that is very interesting. There's a lot to unpack when the moon shows up. Generally, it can be about connecting with your intuition and your inner voice. I almost feel like the wolf here with the fairy and the moon behind her head, they're trying to convey that there's a sort of instinctual element to it where your intuition is an inner voice that speaks to you, similar to an instinct, but maybe also not quite as clearly as instinct, because sometimes we have a tendency to ignore or suppress our intuition. Anyway, the moon also has aspects to it of bringing things to light. If you think about the moon, you can think about the moon going through its cycles, okay? And it goes dark and then it goes light, and things are illuminated in the light. This is actually a very powerful symbol of the phases that we go through in our lives, where we'll have a period where, things are a certain way and then something comes to light. And, if we're lucky, we're able to make changes or adapt to that, whatever the case is. So, in any case, the moon being here could represent the start of something new for your week ahead. It can also represent a need to listen to your intuition to navigate your week ahead. Okay? Things may come to light that will need to be addressed. But let's go ahead and look at the rest of your cards here and see. All right, so here we have the Four of Swords. One thing I really like about this deck is each suit tells a story. And the story for the Four of Swords is about these two fairies trying to nurture a sick rose vine that they find. And the thorns on the rose are actually their symbol for the swords. So I think that's really unique. Okay, the Two of Swords. All right, yeah, here you can see that they found this little rose. It's purple while the others are all pink, and they're really, they want to try and nurture it and help it grow. Okay, and lastly, the Six of Coins, or Pentacles. Okay, this one also has a cute story where this fairy is trying to help animals prepare for winter, if I'm remembering correctly. I may be wrong. It's been a while since I've read it, I'll be honest with you. Okay, so the Four of Swords. This is almost like you are coming out of a period of rest and rejuvenation. You are coming out of your dark moon period, and you are planning, you're working towards shining your full light again. Okay, it seems like something may have happened that kind of made you feeling as if you needed to withdraw from the world to kind of recover from that and to really re-energize, to rejuvenate yourself, to be able to have a fresh start. Okay, the Two of Swords here, you've kind of regained your balance. Okay, and the Six of Coins, this is a bit unconventional with the Six of Coins, but I almost feel like it's time to start giving your projects and your goals your all, to really start investing in them as much as you can, feasibly, obviously, without burning yourself out. Okay, it seems like you've been through a very busy patch, maybe even a difficult patch that you had to recover from, okay? But you're back on your feet. Things are back in balance. You are feeling better, and it is time to really put your all into your goals and your activities, your whatever it is that you are doing. For some of you, you may have something important to you that you're trying to achieve. Getting a new job, starting a new business, making a connection with a family or member or a friend, or whatever the case is, there's something important to you that you really need to dedicate all that you have into, to really give it the opportunity to work the way you would like. For some of you, you've been through a bit of a rough patch. You've been resting and recovering from an intense week previously, and you may need a little help getting fully back on your feet and getting balanced. Sorry, I keep bumping my camera stand. I moved it because my table is very wobbly and it got obnoxious here recently, wobbling around. But then now it's in a place where I bump it more with my hands, so I'm sorry. I should talk with my hands a little less, but anyway. Yes, I feel like some of you, you may need to receive a little help this week. to continue going forward. And there's nothing wrong with that. Okay, having some help and support, that's actually a wonderful thing, to have people in your life that you can lean back on after you've been through a rough patch, people that you can depend on. But I feel like for most of you, this is more about you're coming out of a dormant period, a period of necessary rest. Okay, and you've got your focus here. And now you really need to invest in making things happen, which may include making connections, for example, but really putting in your all towards achieving your goal. All right, let's see what oracle cards you have here. Okay, too many dragons. This is an interesting one. There is a chance that some of you haven't actually entered into your quote-unquote dormant period yet. Okay, and when too many dragons shows up, there's usually something that we need to release. So for those of you who haven't had your chance to rest and relax yet, you may need to make some time for that this week, because you can only burn the candle at both ends for so long before you run out of candle to burn at all. Okay? If you have people in your life that depend on you, if you have, things that you have to get done to maintain your quality of life, for example, you have to be able to go to work to pay your rent, etc. If you've got too many dragons in your life requiring your attention, eventually you get burned out, and that can lead to hospitalization, that can lead to being totally exhausted and not being able to put your best foot forward, among other things. So it is necessary to kind of identify things in our lives that we can set aside for now. Maybe they're important to us, but they're not absolutely essential. We've got so much on our plate. Okay, maybe I should play this game a little less. Maybe this hobby is going to have to wait. Maybe some of these commitments, I'm just going to have to cancel some plans and reschedule. Whatever it is, you've got too much of it on your plate. And there is a need to let some of it go in order to achieve balance. Because if you've got too many dragons, you can quickly become unbalanced. And, sometimes we can work through that, but you don't want to get so exhausted that you become sick and that all of your plans become totally derailed. Like, believe me, I understand how important getting X number of things done and sticking to a schedule can be. But if it's really burning you down, then you may need to let some of your dragons go for a little while and just focus on the core essential dragons for now, for your own well-being and for your own highest good. Because again, if you're totally exhausted, you're not putting your best foot forward, you're not doing your best work. Okay. The Blue Fairy. This is a really beautiful card. It's actually more purple, maybe a little indigo in person, but it's still very beautiful, whatever color it may be. And of course, with printers, sometimes it doesn't always come out the way we would like it to. All right, let's go ahead and look at the book for this one, because unfortunately, this is one of those cards that really doesn't, there we go, okay. That really doesn't trigger intuitive hits very well on its own. Okay, so that's number 22. And let's see. All right, so the Blue Fairy, the keyword is love. And here is the Blue Fairy who offers up the message of love and peace. She demonstrates the need for quiet within our daily lives. Four of Swords here. Okay? She shows us that through calmness, we realize our connection to spirit. This connection is always with us. Concentrate on this cobalt blue and feel what it does to your inner body. Imagine a blue crystal deep within your heart that resonates to all that is through the vibration of love. You are connected to all creation and to the hearts of all beings through a beautiful crystal blue grid work of light. Feel the oneness of all that is. Sense the infinite being of your soul. Can you feel your problems shrinking in size? Feel your own divinity. Allow your creativity to flow. With the oneness comes true understanding of the greater mysteries of life. They all come down to one thing: infinite love. Okay. All right, so I feel like that was very relevant to a little bit of what we've talked about so far. Again, there's a need to focus on the things that are really important to you, things that you really love, and to nurture those things, okay? And to nurture yourself by making sure you get enough rest, by making sure that you are in peak performance conditions so that you can put your best foot forward. Okay, this card here, the artwork on it shows our interconnectivity. You know, the mice and the fairy here are working together to gather up all of the nuts and berries and seeds to prepare for winter. And here she's giving this mouse a little berry, and the mouse is giving her a pentacle. You know, it's very reciprocal. Okay, we take and we give. Rather, we take, we give back, and then we receive again. That's the cycle of gift giving known as reciprocity, okay? And that's part of our connection to everything. When we receive, we should try to give back. But you can't leave yourself out, okay? It is important to nurture the things that you love and the things that are important to you. But you also have to take care of yourself on top of all of those other things, because again, you don't want to get sick, okay? And I just want to highlight this again, since the artwork said, or I'm sorry, the book said to really look at the artwork and see how it makes you feel. I want to make that available to you again. It really is a gorgeous card. Okay. All right, let's see what else we have here. So we'll go ahead and take a look at your Anubis Oracle cards. We have Bast. Holy longing. The keyword is desire. Or I'm sorry, holy longing. Desire is the subtitle. And then the keywords are instinct and sensuality. Okay. So this really holy longing, desire, that really comes back to focusing on the things that you love. Okay, the things that your soul are calling you to do. This is about being in harmony with your soul path, your life path, your purpose here on this planet, okay? Instinct brings us back to the moon, okay? Listening to your intuition, really listening to your soul, letting your heart guide you. And in some cases, your instinct too, to figure out what you need to cut loose because it's no longer serving your highest good. It's not really maintainable right now. And also to figure out what you really need to be focusing on. Okay. The key card, Anubis, opener of the way. Okay. Yeah, I feel like most of you have already been through your dormant period. And this here speaks to the start of a new cycle, as the moon told us, and opportunities and possibilities opening up for you that will really allow you to indulge and focus on these goals that are so important to you. Okay? Anubis is a deity who guides souls between worlds. He opens the ways. Okay? And he can do that here. This energy is coming into your life in your week ahead. So new opportunities are opening to you. And you really need to be able to give it your all. Remember, if you haven't had your period of rest yet, make sure you make time for that. Because when this new chance comes to you, when these new doors open for you, if you don't have the energy to walk through them, you might miss out on something important. All right, let's look at your Sacred Forest Oracle cards. We have the Hummingbird Spirit, and the keyword is joy. The number is 22 for those who like that. We also have 11 here, and technically Anubis would be 0. Okay, 22 is also here, so that's interesting. And then we have a 7 here, so some pretty powerful, lucky numbers. Okay, so joy. Hummingbirds are very energetic. So I'm really feeling like your energy levels and your ability to process everything in your week ahead is kind of important right now. It's something to really watch and take care of. But another thing about this is make time for things that bring you joy, okay? Take time to stop and smell the flowers, to watch the hummingbirds at the bird feeder, just to appreciate simple joys to help you de-stress. I had a very stressful week last week, and I've recently made a little bit more time to work on my garden and focus on my plants and all of my garden projects that I'm working on at the moment. And that really put me in an amazing mood. It really helped me to feel more energized and less stressed and better to focus on everything else that I had to do. When you take time out for hobbies and things that bring you joy, okay, that can help you re-energize, de-stress, and maintain your balance. So it is important to take time out for simple pleasures in life, whether that's smelling the flowers or watching the hummingbirds at the bird feeder or whatever it is, whatever you enjoy. Just remember to take time for yourself when you need it, okay? Because your energy levels are important for you in the week ahead. Okay, dragon, power. And the number is 11. Okay, so you've got an 11. Let's see, there was another 11 here. Is it this one? Yeah, 11, 11. You've got 22 and 22. So that's pretty powerful angel numbers there. Unfortunately, I don't really know a lot about them, but I do try to notice when that happens. And so for those of you watching this, 11, 11, 22, 22, you may want to look up your angel numbers. But anyway, power. That brings me back to energy. Okay, that's me taking that a little bit literal though. But again, there is an emphasis here in the cards that you need to take care of yourself to make sure that you are running in peak condition. Okay, you may need to make some quote unquote power moves this week. And if you're exhausted, you're not going to be able to do that effectively. So maintaining your power in the sense of taking care of yourself is important. This also to me says, make choices that empower you. Okay? So whether that's making the choice to sit down and make a little time for the things that bring you joy in your week ahead, or whether that is, choosing certain things to let go of so that you can focus on the things that are more important to you and have a little less stress and obligation in your life, make choices that empower you and help you get things done. Okay? All right. So now we'll take a look at your Sacred Geometry Oracle cards. Okay, so this one is called I think that's Mnemonic Expansion. And that's an interesting card. I've never actually had it come up. Interestingly, it was reversed, and the keyword for reversed mnemonic expansion is excess. Okay? And I feel like this is a warning. It is interesting that both upright and reverse, this card is relevant to this reading, okay? I do believe that you're going to have some opportunity for expansion this week on some level. Okay, new projects to start, an ability to focus more on things that are important to you, whatever the case is. But it's also really important to be careful of excess. Okay, avoid being excessive. Occasional excess is fine. It can even be good for us. But generally, we should try to maintain balance in all things, moderation in all things. A little time spent on a number of different projects is better than all of your time going to one project that doesn't leave you enough time to get some rest, to take care of yourself, to de-stress, decompress from your day. Okay, that is important, to be careful of excess in your week ahead. Okay, and I don't want to turn this around, but this one is reversed also. And that is the right triangle. And the key word for that reversed is restriction. And that also is relevant to this reading. There are things that you need to cut out of your life, at least for now. Okay? There are limits that you need to impose on your life in certain areas to keep things in balance, which is what proportion is about. And again, to be able to function in peak condition, to be able to put your energy where it really needs to go this week. There's a lot of responsibility on your shoulders to do what's right in terms of making sure you get enough rest and things like that, focusing on what is important to you, taking care of yourself. This is not a week for excess, okay? This is really a week for focus and for moderation again, and being careful in how you allocate your personal resources, your power here, okay? Being careful of where you are expending your energy so that you can put as much of it as is needed towards the projects and goals that are important to you. Okay, so our last oracle card for this reading is an Enchanted Art oracle card. And, the keyword here, meditation promotes well-being. Okay, so the Two of Swords, there can be an aspect of a need to focus yourself on your spiritual pursuits. And for some of you, grounding yourself in your spiritual work may be very helpful this week, especially with the hummingbird spirit here, bringing you joy, and the Four of Swords. So if you are someone who meditates, that can actually be a very helpful practice for you in your week ahead to help keep you centered, in touch with your intuition, so that you're getting that guidance and receiving it loud and clear. Another reason to get enough rest is to make sure that your intuition can speak to you, that you are, aware enough to to hear it. Recently I was so exhausted, like I was kind of in a fog going through my day. And so that's something that you want to avoid. Don't be like me and not allocate your energy resources responsibly, okay? Believe me, it's not pleasant. So, lastly, we have your alphabet oracle letters here. We have Gamma. Sorry. See if we can, there we go. We have Gamma and Iota. Okay. So for Gamma, we have the oracle verse, Gaia. Sorry, it was just on the tip of my tongue, and then Gaia gives thee ripe fruit from thy work. Okay? So where you invest your energy, you are going to see rewards. That's another aspect of the Six of Coins here. It's receiving rewards. Gaia gives thee ripe fruit from thy work. So where you focus your energy, where you invest yourself in the week ahead, you will see ripe fruit grow from that investment. In all things, thou shalt excel with sweat. Okay, that is your oracle verse for Iota. And again, wherever you choose to focus yourself this week, you are going to excel, you're going to do well, so long as you put in the energy and the effort. And that is another reason why it is important to make sure that you have the time to rest, so that you have the energy to spend where you most need it. So remember this week to make sure to get some rest, listen to your intuition and your inner guidance, let it guide you. Listen to your body. Again, there's an instinct element to this here. Listen to your body and what it needs. Okay, don't reject it, don't ignore it. If you need extra sleep, get extra sleep. take care of yourself. Okay, listen to your inner guidance. Put the work where it needs to go so that you can harvest the best fruits and the most fruit from the crops that you really need to bear fruit for you this week. And everything will go well. Everything will be fine. I really don't think it's going to be a particularly difficult week. It's just about really focusing on the things that need your attention, that need to get done. Okay, thank you so much for joining me, Pile 1. If you enjoyed this reading, if you found it helpful, please consider leaving a like and maybe letting me know in the comments down below. And if you'd like to join me for another reading or another video in the future, please consider subscribing. I do a tarot review on Tuesday. I do a general guidance or spiritual guidance reading on Wednesday. On Thursday, I do a romance reading, and then Friday is an oracle deck review. And then, of course, every Saturday, I do a week ahead spread. So if any of that sounds good to you, if you'd like to join me for that in the future, please do consider subscribing. And until then, hopefully I will see you again soon. Take care of yourself, Pile 1, and good luck with your week ahead. Hello, Pile 2, and welcome to your reading. Thank you so much for joining me this week. We're going to go ahead and save your alphabet oracle letter for the end of the reading, and I'm going to go ahead and sort out your cards here, and we will focus on these initial cards for your reading. So this week we are using the Mystic Fairy Tarot. And this one, I didn't really have high expectations for it because it is a mass-produced deck, and then it wound up becoming one of my favorite decks. It's actually very charming. So, okay. This card here represents a dominant theme, energy, or context for the overall spread this week. And we have the Seven of Cups. Okay, that's very interesting. So here you can see that there's, I guess this is like a mer fairy, and she's surrounded by all of these bubbles or drops of dew, maybe, and she has to choose between them. Which one does she like best? She's examining her reflection in this one, but she's got other ones to check out too. So this week, in the week ahead, there are some choices that are going to need to be made. But what they may be concerning, let's see if maybe these tarot cards here can give us more information. Okay, so the Fool. You may need to be making choices concerning a new project to start or a new path to walk, something new, a new opportunity to take advantage of, and choosing whether or not it is something that you really want to invest yourself in. If that is something that you really want to pursue. But let's see what else we have here. Okay. All right. This is the Eight of Pentacles, or the Eight of Coins. And this is very much a card of hard work and really investing yourself on mastering your craft, honing your skills, improving yourself, your abilities, and really putting them towards the things that matter most to you. Okay, so if you are choosing a new job or to learn something new or whatever the case is, okay, if you're maybe on the fence about mastering skills that you already have, or maybe gaining another level of education or a degree in that topic, this may actually be a really good time to really invest yourself in those things that are important to you. Really hone those skills that you use every day in your job or in your life to improve your life and also the lives of others whom you interact with. Okay. All right, the Seven of Coins. This is another decision-making card. It's another card about choosing where to invest yourself. I apologize, pile two. A family member needed my help with something. So there is an aspect to the 7 of coins here that is making choices, essentially choosing where to invest yourself to reap the most rewards. This is sort of a selective it's essentially prioritizing the things in your life, the options in your life that are going to be the most rewarding for you to invest yourself in, whether that is regarding work and income, whether that is in hobbies or personal development or whatever that is. Okay, this is about choosing where to invest yourself and your energy to reap the reward for that energy spent. Also, sometimes with the 7 of Cups, there is a sense of needing to make a decision quickly. So that may be something to keep in mind, that you really need to sit down as soon as possible, weigh your options, figure them out, and then again, choose where to focus your efforts to master your skills, to level yourself up on some level. Maybe to get a promotion at work, because there is a work element to Pentacle cards. Okay? It could be that you need to sort of master your old skills or your current skills in order to be able to make the most of this new opportunity coming to you. So in a sense, level up so that you're better prepared to take on the challenges of these new opportunities. This is also about having stable footing as you move forward, having a strong foundation to move forward from. Okay, and that comes through mastering the basics, whatever the case is, to give yourself that solid foundation. But here and here, you really need to remove the chaff, basically, from your life and really focus on the pursuits that are going to be the most rewarding for you. Okay. All right. The birth of magic. This is interesting. So we have a little dragon here with the fairy and a yellow rose of friendship. I'm actually going to take a look at the guidebook for this card because I'm not sure. Okay, the birth of magic. Let's see. So the keyword is innocence. There's a lot here. We may or may not go through all of this, but let's see. Okay. Here lies a message to open up your heart and find that small child within you. That childlike joy, trust, and awe often gets stifled as we grow to adulthood. Remember to see the magic through the child's eyes and mind. Recall the spirit of the fairy child within who laughs and sings with abandon. Bring that essence into your daily life by rejoicing in nature. See beyond the adult mind and into the reality of the elemental world around you. Ask for the help of the elements in connecting with the magic within and bringing it out into all that you do. As humans, we tend to get hung up on our duties, our accomplishments, what we have, and what we don't have. We take life way too seriously. If you have small children in your life, watch them and see how they respond to the world around them. They come from pure emotion and pure joy. Their excitement in even the smallest things is essentially their spirit rejoicing at just being. The sound of a tiny chime sends them into pearls of laughter. A multicolored strand of lights is enchanting and awe-inspiring to them. The taste of new food brings a look of incredulousness to their faces. They absorb everything completely. They are not halted by fears or what-ifs. They live to explore and to learn and to rejoice. They live in the now. Everything is a miracle to them, as it actually is to us if we just would realize it. Practice seeing your world through the eyes of a child, unfiltered and open to what life has to offer. If you choose this card, it is possible that a small child is coming into your life, or you may be working with a small child or your own small child within. Okay, there's a chant here that you are more than welcome to pause and read. It's sort of like an invocation or an incantation to sort of bring that energy into your life. Okay. What is interesting about this card is that it is essentially the same card as the Fool here. With the Fool, there is a sense of childlike wonder about the world. There is an aspect of innocence and purity. Okay, bringing yourself back to a childlike state is about bringing yourself back to a state of purity where you aren't judgmental about things. You are more open to approaching and trying new things because you haven't made opinions about them yet. You're not afraid of judgment from others either when you're in this sort of state. You follow your heart and you just go with the flow. And that may very well serve you in the week ahead. Okay? Some of the things that you may need to let go of in terms of your Seven of Cups and Pentacles are aspects of yourself that are keeping you from having this innocent, childlike perspective about the world. And if you are a spiritual person, and if you're here, you probably are, because a lot of people interested in tarot and oracle divination tend to be very spiritual. When we connect with this childlike innocence, we connect to a sense of wonder. And that is such a powerful way to view the world. Okay, to really be awestruck by the beauty of the world around us and to really see and feel all of the threads connecting every bit of life together on this planet. Okay, in one big giant web. It can be very humbling, but it is true that having this sense of childlike wonder and innocence really does connect us to spiritual, magical, divine nature. Okay, spiritual or magical things. We really do feel it more, the synchronicities of spirit, the hand of God or the gods, your guides, your higher self working in your life, whatever you personally believe. Okay? So this is very powerful energy, and it is important that you really do try to tap into it this week. And you may need to choose to let go of things or not pursue things that keep you from this week on some level. I mean, obviously we all have necessary evils that we have to take care of. We have to work, we have to, whatever it is, clean a house, do the laundry, whatever. So obviously don't abandon everything in your life that keep, but if there are things that are not essential to your well-being and to your connecting to this foolish state of being, and I use foolish here in the sense of childlike innocence, okay, wonder and openness. Hey, you need to choose maybe to remove some non-essential things that keep you from this in your week ahead, to allow yourself to be more open to that energy. Hey, Ivy. This is an interesting card to get here. I'm actually going to go ahead and read from the book for this one too, because it's really interesting how this energy here plays into this card here. So let's see. Number 45. Okay, Ivy. The key word here is finances. Fairies have no need to worry about finances. They just trust they will be provided for, and so they are. Trust has a lot to do with the finances of humans also. Asking and then trusting that things will work out for you opens a pathway for your good to come to you. Okay. The Fool has an aspect of trust, as does the Birth of Magic. Okay? Trusting that the things that need to come to you will come to you in your week ahead, and opening yourself up to this childlike, innocent energy, this open energy without judgment, without bias, as much as possible. Okay, let's see. This is a time when financial issues are at a head in your life. There are opportunities opening up for you, as the Fool would suggest, because the Fool is a card of new opportunities. Keep your eyes open and be willing to check out any offers that come your way. The universe knows what you need and will provide if you stay grounded in faith. Look carefully at how you use the money that is given to you. Do you use it wisely? Are you saving some each month, paying bills on time? If you find yourself resenting bill paying, then change your attitude and face it with joy. Thank Spirit that you are able to pay your bills. Send each payment out with a blessing attached, that every person who comes in contact with this money be blessed. Finances will surely take a turn for the better. Have trust and believe. Okay. Ivy is definitely very positive energy because ivy tends to be a very fast-growing, hardy plant in environments where it can grow. Okay? So for those of you who are actually struggling with finances, obviously there are going to be choices that need to be made to help you stay afloat and be balanced. But also I think that there's a need for openness to new possibilities that may be a little unconventional for you. Okay, things that maybe you haven't really seriously considered before. It's time to take another look at things and really consider everything that comes your way. There may be an aspect to it that you never really noticed before because you didn't really look at it that deeply or that closely. Okay? So there is that aspect of focusing on your work and mastering your skills with the Eight of Pentacles, but I almost feel like there's also an aspect to it in this spread about taking a closer look at the opportunities that come to you. Okay? Being open to new things, unconventional things, and allowing abundance to really take off in your life. Okay? Planting a seed and then letting that ivy just go wild and grow and bring abundance into your life. All right. So now we'll take a look at your Anubis Oracle cards. We have Sekhmet. The keyword here is transformation, or I'm sorry, I guess this. Okay, there are 3 keywords here. We'll say like that. Okay, it's Sekhmet, and she is number 7, so that's a bit of a lucky number. The keywords are transformation, fierce compassion, and healer. Okay? It's so interesting that she's on this side of the reading by the Fool and Birth of Magic, because Sekhmet was a goddess associated with magic. That is so... Not only that, though, if you can find this openness that you need in your life now to move forward without bias, without judgment, to try new things, okay? You open yourself up to the possibility of transformation. You open yourself up to welcoming in abundance in a way you may not have known it before. Okay? Fierce compassion, I almost feel like There's an aspect to that of being compassionate with yourself, and fiercely so. Letting down that judgmental attitude, and understanding that your flaws or your needs or whatever are human, that they deserve to be met and understood with compassion without judgment, things of that nature. And opening yourself up to these new opportunities is also going to open you up to healing. Again, ivy is a strong plant. It grows quickly. When I saw ivy, I had this feeling of health. Okay, but I didn't really know how to put it into words that were relevant for your reading here. So the healer here, you're not just opening yourself up to abundance, you're opening yourself up to strength and good health, possibly financially, by being more open-minded about the opportunities that come your way, taking another closer look at things. Is it really as bad as it, maybe you think you know what something is going to be like, but maybe it's actually not so bad, So maybe it's an opportunity that you should take, things of that nature, things to keep in mind when you are approaching, but mostly just try to do it without the judgment, without the bias, without shame. Be open to trying new things without worrying about other people judging also. Okay? And if you have this energy, it can be very healing and freeing in your life. It can be very transformational. Sekhmet is an extremely powerful goddess. Okay? And if she is empowering this energy here for you, basically, essentially, and she really is because of her possession in the spread, it really can be extremely powerful, extremely transformative on a very deep level. Okay, it almost can give you a rebirth in a sense, giving you a fresh start by being able to approach things with the eyes of a child. Okay, Nut and Geb. The keywords are wholeness, creation of sacred purpose, and divine parents. Okay. Nut is the ancient Egyptian sky goddess. That's why she has stars in her body here. And Geb is the ancient Egyptian earth god. So I'm going to go ahead and move these over so that they're a little better in the frame here. Sorry about that. Anyway, they are creative deities. And their union doesn't just create life, but it also creates the space where life and creation can exist. Okay? With the Pentacles cards, there's an aspect of actions that need to be taken. Okay? And the actions that you need to take this week have the opportunity to create wholeness for yourself. Okay? It seems like you may have opportunities, if not in a material level, which I think most of you were looking at material things, but if not, then on a spiritual level for sure, that you will be able to find wholeness within yourself because you will be connecting with your sacred purpose here, your life's purpose here on your path, by taking another look at opportunities, by weeding out the things that really don't need that you don't need to be investing in, okay? Being careful in where you invest yourself. And by giving yourself this fresh start, okay, you open yourself up to wholeness. When we approach the world with judgment and bias and fear of being judged by others, etc., we approach the world in a way that others want us to do it. It's almost like a peer pressure thing. Okay? When we quit caring about all of that and just be ourselves authentically, we open ourselves up to wholeness in a way that we never could before, because we were always holding back. Okay, so this really can be a very powerful week ahead for you. if you can really connect with this energy of childlike innocence, this foolish energy, and not in a bad way, the Fool in the tarot is essentially a divine archetype. Okay? All right, so we have Secret Spring, and the keyword here is success. This is number 34. Okay. I feel like with this, there's something in your life that you haven't noticed. And again, you need to take a closer look at things. There's a facet of an opportunity that you haven't noticed before because you've been overlooking it for whatever reason. The Secret Spring is encouraging you to shine a light on everything, basically, to really take a closer look. And when you do that, you may notice things you never noticed before. And by doing that, you open yourself up to success, creating new success with this fresh start here. Okay, by essentially starting a new path. It really does seem like this is going to be a big week for you. It may even be a big month for you, because this is some very powerful transformation energy here. And a lot of times, this sort of energy, these sorts of transformations, I guess is a better way to say it, they happen no matter what. Like we can go with the flow and invest in that energy and make the most of it and probably speed the process along. But I feel like this is very abundant, powerful transformation energy, and this shift is going to happen whether you want it to or not. So the question is, are you going to help speed it along and grant yourself success by finding the secret spring, by finding essentially a secret source of abundance that you never noticed before? Or are you, going to do it the hard way and just kind of let it force its way into your life? Which may mean missing some opportunities, which may mean not reaping as much abundance or success as you otherwise could. But this is some very powerful energy, so I do feel like a lot of this is going to be playing out whether you support it acting out in your life or not. But you can help this whole process by really tapping into your soul purpose, your creation of sacred purpose this week. Okay, the Bluebird Spirit, happiness. And this is number 7. You've got a few 7s here. So I think, nope, that one's a 4, but okay. Anyway, you've got 7, 7, 7, 7. You've got a lot of 7. Okay. Yeah, this shift that is going to come to you this week has so much opportunity to bring you happiness, probably in a way that you never knew it before. Okay, almost like a new season blossoming in your life, coming out of the darkness and into the light, in a sense. This is with so many 7s and 7s on such powerful cards here. This is a very, not just lucky energy, but blessed energy. Okay? It does have that possibility of bringing you wholeness as well as success, because you will be connecting with your life purpose here. You've even got a unicorn down here, so it's pretty amazing. You will not just be connecting with your life purpose, but by connecting with your life purpose, you'll be opening yourself to abundance, to transformation, to change you never expected or knew you could have in your life. This is very profound energy. Okay, next we're going to look at your Sacred Geometry Oracle cards. Okay, this is square and diagonal, and the keyword here is generation. Okay. This is obviously about generating something new, Okay, you've got your square here, but now you've got your diagonal kind of branching off of it, creating another square, turning the two squares together into a rectangle. It's almost like, what is it, fractals, or like looking through a kaleidoscope in a sense. Okay, it really is, this week ahead is really an opportunity for a whole new beginning for you. But you have to keep your eyes open for the opportunities. The opportunities to create something new. Nut and Geb are creator deities. They create the space for new life to be born here, for creation to exist. You can create space in your life for new things, for transformation, for a new beginning. Okay? It's just going to take some conscious co-creation by really looking at all of the opportunities that come your way, treating them seriously, letting down biases, okay, taking a second glance at some things. Okay, the ellipse, flow, exactly. You really need to tap into this energy and just let it flow. Okay, let spirit, let the divine, let whatever you believe in work in your life and help it along by tapping into it, by connecting with it. Don't fight it, don't resist it. Just try as much as you can to just let the current carry you forward. Because I do believe a lot of this is stuff that's going to unfold in your life, whether you help it along or not. But obviously, things are going to go better if you can help it along. All right, your final oracle card here is an Enchanted Art oracle card, and we have Listen to Your Inner Music. Okay, I like that mermaid with the pearl up there by her head and the long pearl necklaces and stuff. That's beautiful. Right. Listen to your inner music. Listen to your intuition. Listen to your soul. Let your heart guide you. Okay, if you have the opportunity to make a choice to do something that you would really love, even if it comes with some risk, this is a good week to go for it. Okay, because you've got the success energy here. You've got happiness here. You're going to be happiness, opening yourself up to this change, this new opportunity, this new beginning that is coming to you. What's interesting is that Sekhmet is actually a goddess who nearly wiped humanity out. She was called in, I can't remember exactly why, but she was called in by the gods to basically get rid of humanity because humans were not being very good. It's almost like a Noah's flood story in a sense, where God drowns all of creation because he thought it was wicked. Well, Sekhmet is called in essence, drown all of creation because the gods thought that it was wicked. But the reality was that it wasn't. There were parts of it worth saving, and so she was quelled, she was calmed down, so that humanity wasn't completely destroyed. Okay, she created new opportunity through fierceness for life, for creation. And you may need to kind of tap into your warrior goddess energy this week, if you can, to really fight for the change, the new birth that needs to happen in your life this week. Okay. So your final message for your reading is your alphabet oracle, which is Omicron. And the oracle verse associated with this letter is, out of sight are crops that are not sown. Okay? If you let this opportunity pass you by, okay, if you miss a chance, a really valuable, meaningful chance, okay, you won't have the opportunity to reap all of the rewards. You really have to take a chance this week. And the Fool is often a card associated with taking a leap of faith. And you may need to do that this week. And it may be scary and it may be intimidating, but there's so much potential for goodness and happiness to come into your life, abundance and healing and transformation. If you don't let fear hold you back and if you just take a chance. Okay? Fear is nice because it keeps us safe. So it does serve a purpose. But if you let it overpower you, you can become so safe that you stop living your life and that you miss valuable opportunities. Don't miss your opportunity this week, okay? Make sure you really examine all of the possibilities that come your way, okay? Stay open to them. And in doing so, you open yourself up to abundance, to transformation, to happiness, success, and healing. This has the potential to be such a powerful week ahead. Just keep an open mind. All right? I'm going to go ahead and leave you there, Pile 2. Thank you so much for joining me this week. If you enjoyed this reading, if you found it helpful, please consider leaving a like and maybe letting me know in the comments down below. And if you would like to join me for another video in the future, please consider subscribing. I release new videos 5 days a week. I do a tarot review on Tuesdays. On Wednesdays, I do a spiritual or general guidance reading. On Thursdays, I do a love or romance reading. And then on Friday, I do an oracle deck review. Saturday is, of course, my week ahead reading. So if any of those interest you, please, again, consider subscribing so that I can see you in a future video. And until then, take care of yourself, Pile 2. Good luck with everything that you have going on in your week ahead, and really taking, a good look at your opportunities and opening yourself up to transformation, healing, happiness, and success. And until next time, take care and good luck. Hello, Pile 3, and welcome to your reading. Thank you so much for joining me. So we're going to go ahead and save your alphabet oracle for a final message in your reading here. And let's go ahead and look at your Mystic Fairy Tarot cards and your Fairy Wisdom Oracle cards. Okay. All right, make sure we're all in the camera, the picture here. Okay, so we're going to start with the tarot card in the upper center row. This card represents the dominant theme, energy, or context for your week ahead. So this card essentially is the overall energy of the week ahead. And we have the 8 of Cups. Okay, very interesting, very powerful energy. So when the 8 of Cups shows up, we're usually choosing to make some sort of change, okay? We're choosing to leave something behind and pursue something new. With the 8 of Cups, oftentimes we are choosing a new path spiritually, okay? Some of us, it is about removing ourselves from the physical material world and focusing more on spiritual pursuits. Okay, that may or may not be you this week. We'll know more when we get into the other cards, but that is an aspect of this card. However, just in general, you could be starting something new on an emotional level, like a new relationship, opening yourself up to change on some sort of emotional level, but it can also be about taking a new direction in life as a whole. Okay, so let's see your tarot cards here. We have the Tower. All right. This is very powerful change energy. Okay, so this change that you're making is significant. For some of you, it may not be completely a choice. With the 8 of Cups, it really usually is a choice, okay? But there may be circumstances acting upon you in your life right now that kind of pushed you towards making this choice. Okay, the Tower is inevitable change. This change is going to happen, and I think for most of you, you are making choices that are going to help you work with this change energy to your highest good, essentially, to get the most out of it, to mitigate any sort of destructive aspects of it. Sometimes the tower can be very hard hitting, destroy everything and rebuild energy, okay? But don't let this scare you. Okay, let's see. All right, the 10 of Cups. Okay. I want to look at your other tarot card before we, let's see, the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, wow. All right. So this is this change that is coming. It is a destined change. Okay, with the Wheel of Fortune, we have essentially the Wheel of the Zodiac. The Wheel of Fate is turning. Okay, it's a process that we can't stop. We can't avoid. We can't opt out of it. It just happens. And it is turning now, bringing new opportunities into your life, creating significant change in your life. I think the best thing about this is that you are choosing to work with this change energy rather than fighting it, rather than ignoring it or working against it. And I feel like it is bringing positive change for you regarding your emotional relationships. So it could be your significant other, could be family, could be friends, or maybe even coworkers for some of you. But you have significant change starting within the relationships in your life, and also regarding your home life. Okay, there's a shift coming, a powerful change in circumstances. And hopefully that is for the better. I mean, the tower can be difficult energy to get through, but there's nothing here that's saying like, this is going to burn everything to the ground and you're going to have to start fresh. No, this is like, it is inevitable, powerful change, but it's destined change that is going to work for your happiness, your contentment, your completeness as a being. Okay, it could be change that is bringing you everything you ever wanted, basically. Because this is a sort of happy ending card. You know, you have your prince here, you have your princess here. What's interesting about this one is that you have two people from different worlds coming together and creating a life together. This tarot deck, with each of the minor arcana suits, it tells a story. Okay, and the story told in the Suit of Cups is the romance between a mer fairy and an air fairy. I'm not sure what you would call him, a forest fairy. So she's more of a fairy who lives in the water, and he obviously lives above water. And they fall in love, but they can't find a way to make it work. So they struggle for a long time with their feelings and their obligations to their two different worlds. But in the end, they come together. Okay? There's a very temperance energy to this version of the 10 of Cups, where you have these two polarities, opposite polarities, coming together as one in harmony and in union. And this energy being here for you in all of this change that you're experiencing is very positive. Okay, so do not fear the tower. It can be difficult. When we have this sort of change, it often comes with growing pains. And so it can be inconvenient. It can be a little difficult at times. But you will get through it. Remember, this is just for this week. It's not forever. Even if this energy kind of persists longer than this week, and it probably will because this is big energy, it's not forever, and you will get through it, and it is changing for the positive. Okay, it is change that it's helping you work towards your happy ending, your happy, content, peaceful home life. Okay, so Jewel of the Sea. This card is literally a card of going deep within ourselves, and really uncovering hidden aspects of ourselves. Excuse me, hidden aspects of ourselves that were hidden away so deep that we didn't really know that they were there. We weren't conscious of them. Okay, but what comes to light is going to be something very illuminating, something that is going to aid us in our growth and our transformation, and something that will ultimately help us work towards our happiness. Okay, the jewel of the sea is something buried deep within us. Again, it's something that we aren't really aware of, but when we find it, we come into harmony and union with it. We bring it to light, we're able to work with it more. So again, this is another positive self-realization card, which may be part of the reason why you turn another leaf in your life this week. Okay, why you decide to make these changes. And these changes that you're making are bringing you into harmony with your destiny, basically. Okay. Thinking of you. All right, this is an interesting one. Let's go ahead and look at the guidebook here and see, because that really doesn't trigger much intuitively for me, other than there may be a need to focus on yourself a bit this week. And I don't mean in a selfish way, but in a self-care kind of way, a way that is necessary for your growth, for your healing, for your advancement. But let's see what the book has to say. So the key word here is synchronicity. Have you ever been thinking of someone just as the phone rings, only to find that they are the one calling you? Life presents many such examples of synchronicity to us. There is no such thing as coincidence. Everything happens for a reason, and synchronicity happens more often when we are strongly grounded within ourselves. When well grounded, we have a strong connection to everything in our universe. These connections help to put us in the right place at the right time. Our intuition is heightened, and things fall into place so much easier. We flow with the universal life force instead of fighting it. Therefore, everything comes to us naturally and more easily. Life is much more enjoyable and efficient, too. Work on bringing more synchronicity into your life. If life feels frantic, stop, breathe, and center yourself. Find the place of peace within. Ask for your help from the elementals. They know about peace and balance. This allows you to make better choices of your words and actions. The more you practice this balance, the more synchronicity has a chance to work in your life to put you exactly where you need to be, at the perfect divine time. Sense the rhythm of the earth and synchronize your breathing to it. The earth's pulse is your life pulse. The earth's pulse is your pulse. The earth's breath is your breath. All is one. You move smoothly on your life's journey. Okay, here's a little chant or an invocation to kind of bring this energy, connect with it, bring it into your life. And I like this down here. Let someone know you are thinking about them today. That felt really significant when I saw it. I don't know why, but okay. So this card is another card that is really encouraging you to listen to your inner voice and follow where it guides you. Okay, because it might be guiding you towards that jewel hidden inside you that you weren't aware of. It might be guiding you to a place that will bring you more into harmony with the change that is happening in your life. And it will ultimately guide you to a place of happiness and of wholeness. Okay, again, this card really has the energy of temperance for me because of the two polarities coming together, being made one through their harmonious relationship with each other. Okay, and this card is asking you to have that harmonious relationship with fate, with the world around you, to just go with the flow, open yourself to connecting with that flow and going where you need to go, being where you need to be, receiving what you need to receive. Okay, so let's look at your Anubis Oracle cards. We have Wajet. The keywords down here are life force energy, purification, and divine awakener. Okay. Wajet was a very powerful and beloved goddess in ancient Egypt. She was a goddess associated with the grain cycles, with the cycles of harvest and fertility. Okay, she was very much loved and adored for providing for the people of ancient Egypt and her modern devotees now, today. Some scholars even believe that her traditional image, which showed the cobra wrapped around a papyrus stalk, was the inspiration for the staff of Asclepius, or Asclepios, which is a healing symbol. Asclepios is an ancient Greek god of healing. So this goddess has very far-reaching connections to abundance, to life force energy, okay? And through the purification that she brings to you, this shift that you're experiencing may be a sort of a reset button, okay? Giving you a new life, in a sense, giving you rebirth. This is very powerful change, very refreshing, purifying change that's going to allow you to start on a new path in your life if you connect with it and if you just let it work and help it work where you can. Okay? This is going to be you awakening, possibly to something significantly spiritual and quote unquote divine in your life. Okay. Amun-Ra. The keywords are solar energies, transfiguration, and alchemical gold. This is a pretty powerful card. The solar energies aspect of it are, again, about illumination, like the jewel of the sea. Okay, when I think of sun deities like Apollo or Horus or Amun-Ra to a degree, I think of deities who illuminate us. And oftentimes the illumination that they bring to our lives is like Apollo and his connection to the muses. It is inspiration that helps us create something new, give birth to something new, a new art project, a new song. In this case, something significantly new for your life. But they also illuminate those jewels hidden within us that we aren't aware of. Okay, those opportunities in our life that allow for significant and powerful change. Okay, so Amun-Ra being here is very supportive of Wajet over here in her divine awakener aspect. That Amun-Ra is going to be shining his light upon you. And all you need to do is to try to tap into it and connect with it and look where you are guided. And you will be able to go with the flow. Just listen to your heart and your intuition. And you will find amazing jewels that you didn't even know were there. Okay, transfiguration is another way of saying transformation. Except here it's more of an alchemical turn, since this deck is associating him with alchemical gold, where you are turning yourself from lead or silver into gold. Okay, you're turning yourself into a pure metal that doesn't tarnish, that is immortal and eternal in the eyes of the ancient Egyptians, because it doesn't tarnish. Okay, so that is very powerful energy coming into your life right now. A very significant spiritual shift. that is going to change your life, change the way that you be in this world, basically. Okay. And again, this energy will probably last more than just a week. It's just that this week is significant. And when I'm filming this, this will probably be coming out after the 8th. But I believe I heard recently, August 8th, the Lionsgate portal is going to be at its peak in terms of it opening. And then that energy is going to persist for another week or two. I don't remember exactly how long it's supposed to be opening and working in our lives, but essentially you are going to be really coming into union with that peak of the Lionsgate energy, and it's going to create change for you. And it may reach longer than this week. It most likely will reach longer than this week. It's just that this week ahead of you brings some really significant change and opportunities to you. Okay. Rainbow Waterfall, Miracles. It's a very beautiful card. We've got the butterflies here, symbols of transformation, or in the alchemical sense, transfiguration. It is essentially reconfiguring every aspect of your being to something higher, to something less flawed. In this case, something more connected to your inner divinity. Having your eyes opened in a way, awakened. Okay. And miracles, yes, it will feel like a miracle. You will be experiencing a miracle through this process, or at least that's how it will feel. It's really not a miracle because it's something that, is just going to happen. But if it feels like a miracle, that's okay. All right? Enjoy that feeling, revel in it. Just let the feelings and sensations be. Okay. This card here, number 15, is Elves, and the keyword is playfulness. And I do get a sense of divine playfulness. It's not really the right way to say it, but if you are familiar, for example, with the Fool card in tarot, okay, that sort of playfulness, that openness to trying new things, okay, to being without judgment, without bias as much as possible, and just opening yourself up to new opportunities, to new experiences, considering things in ways that you had never considered them before because your old biases, your old judgments about them were kind of holding you back from seeing another aspect, okay? This playfulness is very rejuvenating, very empowering and refreshing. It connects us to a sort of childlike innocence. And it can help you too if you find this journey getting difficult. Okay, connect to your joy and to your playfulness wherever possible to help keep you centered and grounded and balanced so that things don't get unbalanced, especially in this week ahead. All right, these are your Sacred Geometry Oracle cards. Okay, we have the Unmarked card. This is a very powerful card because it is, as the keyword says, a card of potentiality. But it's also a card about hiddenness, and it's very much in resonance with the Jewel of the Sea here, about things, aspects of yourself hidden deep inside of you, where your conscious being hasn't realized that they are there yet, okay? But it's also about potentiality. This week is bringing a shift and a new beginning that offers you almost infinite potential to fully realize yourself, your true nature of who you really are. Okay. Lastly, we have the Golden Proportion. Okay, the key word here is justice, but another one is harmony. Okay, so you may feel unworthy, but this process, this transformation is justice. You have earned it. It was divinely decreed for you. Okay, it's happening whether you want it to or not. It's best to aid the process along in harmony and allow it to help you find greater harmony within yourself and your life. Okay, your last oracle card here is the Enchanted Art Oracle card. Yeah, you are worthy, okay? You are worthy. Don't doubt that. You deserve this. You may not understand it fully, but the universe wants you to know you are worthy. Okay, so our last message here is, is your Greek alphabet oracle. The letter is beta or vita. There are a couple of verses here for this letter. The first one I feel is most relevant to your reading here and your situation. Is both Apollo and Tyche bring you aid? And Tyche here is the goddess of fortune. She is the personification, in a sense, of good luck, of chance and opportunity, and all of the things connected with our fortunes, good or bad. But here, it's saying that Apollo, the god of illumination, like Amun-Ra, and good fortune, the goddess of fortune herself, Tyche, or Fortuna, bring you aid. Okay, they support you in this process. There is another verse for this stone, or this letter, though, and it is, briefly wait, the time is not right for thee. And with that, with the Eight of Cups, you have this choice that you've made and you're starting something new, and that's all good and wonderful. For some of you, though, you may need to be more careful with your timing when you make these conscious changes. Okay? Don't rush into it, and try to do it carefully at a time when it's not going to cause any real harm or damage to your life or to this process that you are undergoing right now. But I think for most of you, that verse is probably not particularly relevant, and which is why I went with the first one, that both Apollo and Fortuna, or Tyche, bring thee aid, because this process is divinely supported for you. And with all of that said, I'm going to go ahead and leave you here, Pile 3. Thank you so much for joining me for this reading today. If you found it helpful or enjoyable, please consider leaving a like and maybe commenting down below and letting me know. And if you would like to join me for another video in the future, I do a tarot deck review on Tuesdays. On Wednesdays, I release another reading, which is a spiritual guidance or general guidance reading. On Thursdays, I do a romantic guidance readings, and then Friday is an oracle deck review. And of course, on Saturday, I release my next week ahead reading. So if any of that interests you, please do consider subscribing so that you can join me for another video in the future. And until then, thank you again for joining me for this reading. Take care of yourself, Pile 3, and good luck with this transformative process that you are going through.